Hello and welcome to A Wheel Thing TV. I'm Dave Knoll. This week we're looking at the 2018 Citroen C4 Cactus with air bump technology. This is what it's all about, the thermoplastic polyurethane sides, and on the front of the car as well. They do have little air pockets inside them, and no real clear-cut purpose, one would think, unless it's to do specifically with the doors and people coming along with your shopping trolleys and that sort of thing to perhaps minimise damage to the car. It doesn't make the car look any worse, but it doesn't make the car look any better. This is the OneTone. Pretty simple explanation in that it's all one shade of colour. You can have this or in black. The other cars which are in the range, you do have a choice, of course, colour schemes, which means you will have these standing out just a little bit more. And in all honesty, it's probably not a bad thing in that respect, because it's quite a stylish looking car. It's got a very handsome little face. We've got these LED driving lights, the headlights down there, and of course the other driving lights down there. And in my opinion, it actually looks a lot better than other cars that have tried to emulate this driving light with the headlights right there in the middle. The quirkiness of the Citroen C4 Cactus extends to the interior. In this particular case, we can see we've got the door handle grab. Looks exactly the same as what you might find on top of a suitcase. Again, not overly a bad thing. It's just something that's a little bit eye-catching. What we do also have is non-auto power switches for just the front windows. In the back, they're the old style sort of push and pull lever mechanism. Staying with the suitcase theme is the way that this is designed. You can see we've got these little bumps on top to emulate the outside, but this actually looks more like a suitcase where you've got the straps on there and the little flick up handles. It's actually for the glove box. Reason being is that they do in this particular car offer an airbag up here in the ceiling. It works. More design, this touchscreen, 7-inch touchscreen, everything in the car pretty much is controlled via this. If you want to find out about your fuel consumption, for example, it's via that tab, and this is where it's all set in here. If you want air conditioning, it's all done via this. If we want some music, digital radio on board as well, by the way, all done again through here. The only non-sort of controls are your venting for, or I should say your heating, defrosting for your front and rear windows. Drive mode down there, we've got sports, snow for the European market, but a very casual, very French chic looking design in regards to the way that the air vents themselves are laid out in the car, and a little bit asymmetric in that we've got one for the driver, but not so much one on the other side for the passenger. For a car that's under 4.2 metres in length, it's surprisingly roomy for the driver. And there's plenty of rear seat leg room as well. The engine is the Peugeot Citroen 1.2 litre 3-cylinder petrol engine with a little turbo strapped on the side. Pumps out just over 80 kilowatts at 205 newton meters of torque at 1500 RPM. Going through, in this case, a 6-speed auto. You can get a 6-speed, a 5-speed manual for the car as well. Works okay in the auto mode. Does have a little bit of hesitation in the way that it gets off the line, but otherwise it's fairly smooth. Fluid will hold the gear nicely as you go down hills. And acceleration, manual, about 9.5 seconds, auto, just over 10. That's to 100 k's, of course. If there's a query in regards to the Citroen C4 Cactus, it's the price. They're all over $30,000, around $33,000 for this particular model, and it's not quite the kind of value that I would have expected. Maybe high 20s, but certainly not in the low 30s. But look, at the end of the day, it's not a bad car. Go check it out for yourself, citroen.com.au, or go to a dealership and get a test drive. For A Wheel Thing TV, I'm Dave Knoll.